Hey, it's Molly. I'm down in the lab again, messing around with some stuff, and I thought I'd do a version 2 of the Zoom 505 guitar. I have another video where I go over some of the pluses and minuses of this pedal as it pertains to synth. We'll be using the Behringer Neuron for a good part of this, and then we'll probably bust out the Korg sample. Volca sample that I have, because there's some fun things you can do with that here too. The reason why this is version 2 is because this time we have an expression pedal. The expression pedal, oddly enough, cost about the same as the Zoom 505 guitar. It was about $25 plus shipping. I think I got it from somebody in Japan, if I recall correctly. It is a expression and a passive volume pedal. Requires no power, so that's kind of cool. It's got a dual purpose there, so awesome. One thing that's really crucial with the expression pedal, when you plug it into the Zoom 505, you will need a ring tip sleeve. You will need looks like a stereo 1/4 inch for that. If you use a regular mono 1/4 inch, it's only going to function as a volume pedal. So I've got the Neutron hooked up to a beat step here. It'll look a little quiet there. And that's the clean tone. Basically, this is bypassed right now. So if we want to see what we can do with the expression pedal, I'm not going to go over everything with the Zoom 505. Just there's a few different pedal effects. There is wah on the compression channel, and there is a pitch up and pitch down on modulation. So if you use either one of those, you can't use anything else in those effects categories. So the 505 is limited that way. The nice thing about the 505 is that it's cheap. Price is right. This one was $25 shipped to my door. So for that, it's pretty cool for synth overall. It has some drawbacks. Like I say, check out my other video for more into that. So without further ado, when you take it off bypass, it's going to filter, because I have it set to wah first. So initially you'll get that wah filter. And that's a fairly clean wah. I put a little overdrive on it for another one here. And I see it's kind of shaking the camera there, so. So you can see it's a lot like a regular filter. It's a little quackier. There's a couple different settings. Some of them are more bassy, and some of them are more nasally. But there's also a pitch down effect, which is awesome. It is more than the, I would say, stock pitch shift on like a key step. I think you might be able to go in and change how far the pitch shifts on the key step. I'm not too sure. I've never done that, but it shifts a lot with the expression pedal. And that's that's one with a little distortion. If we take the distortion off and clean it up a little bit. So that's kind of neat. I mean, you get a lot of travel out of that. And of course, this is a foot pedal. So you could have this on the floor and you can be rocking it with your foot while you have both hands free to manipulate your synth or keyboard, beat step, whatever you're working on. There is a pitch up function, which I think is terrible. And I'd caution anyone against using it. But hey, maybe there's something interesting you have in mind that would work for it. There seems to be some dry signal always mixed in with the pitch up. That's the pitch up. I'm not so much a fan of that. So we'll bypass that. So we're back to the clean signal. One other thing that I think is cool that you can do with this setup is you can take this guy out of here, and if you use a regular like headphone adapter, boom, and you can plug it into the LFO right here. And you can actually control the LFO rate with the expression pedal. It's a little glitchy. It kind of like you'll see it stutter there if you watch the blinks a couple times. Not sure what that's about, but I think that's a pretty cool multiple use for the same equipment sort of thing. So you get more bang for your buck that way. If we bring in the sample here and plug that in, we're gonna have a hard time fitting everything in here. I just wanted to show some of the stuff you can do with drums on this. Oops. There we go. Let me just find one here. That's a little tame. So you can sort of filter a drum beat. It makes it kind of thin though. I'm not a super big fan of that, even with distortion. What I really like is when you start pitch shifting it, and I'll go to the clean one first. Distortion might be a little too much, but it's interesting because it doesn't really change the tempo, though it sort of sounds like it would. But you could probably do some pretty cool builds with stuff like that. But that's what you can do with a expression pedal and the Zoom 505 vintage 90s digital multi-effects. Super cheap, $50, I mean, plus a $10 cable, and you should be in business there. So if you have any questions about the setup, comments, thoughts, anything like that, drop them in the comments. I feel like I'm going to become notorious for saying put comments in the comments. But at any rate, if you like vintage effects and synths and all that kind of fun stuff, definitely like and subscribe and click the bell and do all those YouTube things. And you'll catch more of what I do down in my basement with musical stuff. So it's been great. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon.